right.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you again. Do I have permission to hypnotize you today?
You do, absolutely.
Okay. So what are we going to play with today, Albert?
We're going to play with pain.
Okay. So this pain, do you feel it in one place, multiple places? Where do you feel
I pain in a few places
Okay.
in my body. I pain, most of my pain I actually acquire from healing other people.
it? Okay.
So it's kind of like, and typically it's in places where I already have some weakness.
Okay.
So, like I've had back injury, lower back, I've had kind of like a neck injury, but those are kind of like the two main areas
Okay.
where kind of like most of our healings kind of happen because
Okay.
almost everyone else has kind of like the same kind of injuries, right? So,
Okay.
so I pain in my lower back right now. I pain in my ankles a little bit, my ankles and feet, a little bit in my neck,
Okay.
and then some in my wrist, but not much, and then some in my head. So.
Okay. Right. This pain, if you had to scale it from 0 to 10 on that stud scale, 10 is the most intense, 0 is you don't have any awareness of it at all. Where is it right now in general, overall?
I would say it's about a 2.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
about a 2 or a 2?
A 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to bring your attention to the way that your shirt is resting on your right wrist. Just become aware of the sensation of the fabric on your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, were you noticing that before I brought it to your attention?
Not as much.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Bring your attention to your left big toe inside of your shoe. Just feel the pressure of the shoe on the foot, real gentle and subtle. Were you noticing that before I brought it to your attention?
No.
Good. So essentially with pain, we approach it 2 different ways. We make it so boring that you don't give it attention because pain in and of itself is there to get our attention. There is a problem, a threat. If the threat has been removed and then the pain remains and sustains itself, then we need to train the body to say, hey, I don't need this pain anymore. Maybe there's just a memory, a loop of pain, or just ignore it if it's something that I can just let it go while the healing process is taking place. So we're going to approach this multiple ways. I'm going to see which one you respond to best because everybody's different. All right, so what I'd like to do then is invite you to just sit where you are in your seat, feel the support of the seat underneath you. Okay. And then let your eyes look up. Just fix your eye gaze on something up above my head. Good. And as you bring your gaze upward, bring your awareness to your breathing, the rhythm and flow of the way your lungs and ribs expand and contract. And you might remember that relaxation is not a requirement of hypnosis, but it is a choice, a gift, a reward, a byproduct. So in a moment, you're going to take a deep breath in and hold. And only when you absolutely need to exhale, let that breath move down the spine, let your eyelids gently close. Following that breath down the spine and close the eyelids down. That's right. Very good. Now in a moment, I'll count from 10 down to 0. And if you want to, I invite you to roll the eyes up under the lids one time briefly for each count, where you'll find you feel especially relaxed at 0, 10. Just closing the door to the outside world in that welcome and wonderful way that has a way of giving you more space and peace to breathe and relax. Relax and breathe. 9 lingering thoughts, preoccupations, distractions of any kind continue to drift from the mind. Like bubbles or balloons, they float on through. Like puffy clouds or a flock of birds that fly away from you. That's right. 8. And as your mind becomes more clear, quiet, and calm, you naturally feel more calm, comfortable, and relaxed. Where the mind goes, the body follows. It all begins and ends in your mind. 7. The better you feel, the deeper inward you seem to drift and float. That's right. And sink into the support of the surface underneath you. Remembering that deeper is just a word we use as an invitation to become fully absorbed in your own relaxation sensation. 6, and unwinding from within, deeper and deeper now. That's right. 4, so that as before, you will once more find that powerful mind of yours guides you in a gentle yet powerful way. 3, where you're free to surrender your mind and body as deeply and completely as you would want to into the surface that so totally supports you, allowing gravity to do what it's designed to do, and your muscles continue to relax. The sound of my voice guiding you. 2, deeper and deeper. That's right. 1, and I wonder. 1, I wonder how much deeper you could go should you allow yourself to let go, as if you could float down through 0, deeper now, into the deep sleep of hypnosis. So that each and every time I suggest to you the words deep sleep or sleep now for the purposes of hypnosis only, and always only with your permission, you return to your deepest level of trance, going deeper each time as this feeling is an exercise of the mind and it's becoming more familiar to you. Now listen to me carefully when I say to you that there's absolutely nothing you need to do to experience hypnosis or trance. It's an allowing, a surrendering. It is not a surrender of your sovereignty, your moral authority, your integrity. It is a surrender to allowing yourself to simply be instead of do. And I wonder, Albert, who might you be if you simply allowed your mind to go even deeper now, so that your body could relax even deeper? Who might you be if you didn't have pain or discomfort? Who might you be if you could become aware of a sensation as a form of information, assess, and then release your attention? That's right. Who might you be if you, according to your own spiritual authority, could heal people, to process the signals and tap into all that you would need to allow you to be quite effective and yet not have to hold that pain for longer than you would need to clear it from them and then clear it from you? Who might you be? Let your imagination play as you go deeper now and deeper into the deep sleep of hypnosis. Aware yet unaware. A temporary I don't care sort of attitude about the world out there, so that nothing else seems to matter. A hybrid state of consciousness, not quite asleep, not quite awake. And because real or imagined is all the same to your incredibly powerful subconscious mind, what would it be like to imagine that there was a string attached to the very top of your non-dominant hand and another string attached to your non-dominant wrist, And together they connect to something up there, your higher self, your soul mind, your superconscious. Part of you that has been with you since long before you were ever born into this body. And in a moment, if that feels safe to you, you might find that hand and wrist begin to lift and float, pulling, tugging upward. The forearm begins to lift and tug, pulling upward, up, up, up. And as this continues, you find that your right arm and hand becomes so exquisitely, luxuriously, deliciously relaxed. You might imagine that those strings continue to pull up, up, up on that non-dominant wrist, that non-dominant arm. Up, up, up. And as it pulls up higher and higher, lifting, tugging upward, that other arm gets increasingly, exquisitely, heavily relaxed. Now I don't know, but you might know at what pace you seem to find that this happens for you. Maybe on that 7th breath, 5th one or 3, you find that you become so attuned to listening to me as I guide you through this process, that you find that your mind is able to connect to those strings in real time and play in a way that allows that forearm to continue to lift and tug and pull upward. And there's an interesting thing that may happen. You may notice this happening too. It's as if the more it seems to lift, that feeling seems to increase for you. It just seems to get stronger and stronger, pulling, tugging upward. And that opposite arm getting heavier and heavier, so wonderfully relaxed. And I can't say exactly when it will be that you find that non-dominant hand starts to turn and ratchet inward. Just turning incrementally inward towards your body. That's right. And as you go deeper into your observer mind, observing this process, how interesting would it be to simply allow this process to continue, to surrender to the curiosity of what this could do for you? Who might you be as someone who could disperse discomfort, pain, or energy in a way that you would want to support you in all that you do? You are the sovereign of your mind and body. And as you imagine, sense, feel, allow, Albert, that hand to continue to turn upward and inward, the arm lifting upward. You find that your mind is intrigued in some way, so you allow this process to continue. And you also find that opposite arm, the right one, just feels heavy, deliciously, exquisitely heavy, as if each finger weighs 5 pounds, as if the right arm weighs 50. But meanwhile, that left one has left you with a feeling of lightness, and you're left wondering, curious, observing this experience. So that all of your focus and attention is on the sound of my voice and the sensation of that left hand turning inward and upward. That's right. And as we continue, you allow this process to continue, and I don't know when it will be that you find that you're left with that hand just lifting and tugging, pulling upward. And as you go deeper and deeper now, you're also feeling somehow light and free to simply be within your body so comfortably. You're left with that left hand lifting, rising, tugging, pulling upward, inward, up towards your face. And as this is happening, I invite you to listen to me carefully as I say to you that your unconscious mind knows better than you or I how this process needs to go. It's designed to protect you. Its primary purpose. And I wonder if you might wonder how wonderful it could be if your unconscious mind could protect you in such a way today that you can disperse that discomfort in a way that is creative and just right for you. Would that be all right with you? Excellent. That right arm getting heavier and heavier, that left one lifting, floating up toward the sky, pulling, tugging, that hand turning incrementally, ratcheting inward and upward. That's right. And as you allow that to continue now, I wonder if you could go to that place in your lower back. Just go to that place in your lower back where you said there was a measure of discomfort. And are you noticing that discomfort at this moment? Yes or no? Yeah. If that discomfort had a color, a quality, a texture to it, if it had a shape or a form to it. Now you mentioned that in the past, historically, you had an injury there. But that injury is past, has it not? It happened in the past. Would you not agree? And in a moment, your unconscious mind, because only it can decide, not me, whether you don't need that signal anymore, that you're actually safe, and that you can protect yourself moving in your body, bending, flexing, twisting, pulling. You can protect yourself without the need for that signal of pain. Is it possible that you can do this today? Beautiful. So as that left hand continues to lift and pull, turning upward inward, as that right arm continues to feel just right, so deliciously, exquisitely, gloriously heavy. In a moment, you're going to notice the ways that you've identified that discomfort. If there's an emotion inside there or a feeling, a nod will let me know. Excellent. And are you willing to let go of that associated emotion or feeling today? Beautiful. So just imagine now that infinite mind of yours, that it just starts to let go, to release, to disperse, to drain away. And whatever that color was, it changes. Whatever that texture was, it shifts. Everything goes in reverse. And that left arm continues to go upward, higher and higher, that right arm heavier and heavier. And in a moment, Albert, you're going to notice, that's right, there's that breath. It's safe. It's safe to let that pain go, isn't it? You don't need that signal anymore. You don't want it. It's just unnecessary. And I know that you can protect your spine, your muscles, your back, your movement without that signal for pain, can you not? That's right. Now, in a moment, you're going to notice that you just don't notice that discomfort anymore. It seems to be gone. And that will cause that left wrist to rise higher and higher, lighter and lighter, pulling, tugging upward. That right arm heavier and heavier. That's right. You're doing great. Beautiful. Can you ask your subconscious mind if it could please communicate with your body and let it know that it doesn't need to send you that signal anymore? Would that be okay? Excellent. Mind and body are always communicating with one another after all, responding. And when you don't have any discomfort in that low back, take a nice deep sigh of relief. And that left arm will lift and rise higher and higher, pulling, tugging upward. That's right. Excellent. You're doing great. Now I'm going to invite you to move to the upper back, the neck area. And as we move to that upper back, neck area, we're going to do the same. Just notice where there's any measure of discomfort or pain. You have a sense of it, a nod will let me know. You mentioned also that there was a historical injury there, but that time has passed, has it not? It's not happening today. Would you not agree? And so again, assess that discomfort, that pain, if it has a color, a quality, or texture to it. When you have a sense of that, let me know. Excellent. If there's any emotion or feeling in there, could you let me know? Beautiful. And do you need to hold on to that to protect you today, to protect you? No. And so go ahead. You know what we're doing now. Just let that go. Drain away. Whatever color it was, change it. Whatever texture it was, reverse it. That's right. Your unconscious mind learns quite quickly, doesn't it? Change can happen in an instant. And as that discomfort and pain disperses and releases, that left arm pulls and tugs upward, inward, that hand ratcheting inward. As the arm pulls upward, that right arm heavier and heavier. That right arm feels so heavy. That playful paradox where the more you try to lift that right arm, the heavier it gets. And that left arm just lifts higher and higher, lighter and lighter. That's right. Is it possible that your unconscious mind can protect that upper back and neck area, moving, turning, twisting, bending, without that signal of pain going forward? Is that possible? Excellent. And when that is happening, when everything is cleared, a little nod will let me know. Beautiful. And you can go deeper now and deeper. And as you go deeper, that interesting paradox, that left hand goes higher and lighter. It's as if the deeper you go, that left hand lifts lighter and lighter, pulling, tugging upward, inward, towards your face. Incremental movements. That's right. As you go deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. That interesting paradox that that left hand feels lighter and lighter, going up, up, up. Excellent. You're doing great. We're going to move down to the ankles now. And you mentioned that there was some discomfort there before. And was that discomfort a result of a previous injury, yes or no?
Maybe a long time ago.
Okay. Do you have a need for that signal anymore? Okay. So bring your awareness into the ankles. And again, just notice that discomfort if it has a color, quality, or texture to it. If there's any emotion or feeling inside there. Notice if one is a bit different from the other from the one, or if they're the same. That's right. And is it possible that you can walk, stand, squat, flex your feet in any way you would want to? Bear the weight upon the ankles more comfortably without that signal? Beautiful. So whatever color it is, change it, reverse it. Whatever texture it has, change it. And can you thank your ankles for giving you that signal to let you know that perhaps you needed to bring some attention there? And let them know you don't need that signal anymore. Would that be okay? Wonderful. And then just release it, let it go. And as that happens, a sigh of relief. Oh yeah, that's right. And that left hand lifts, rises higher and higher. It's a relief. You feel lighter without that discomfort. Isn't it wonderful? And it allows you to relax deeper and deeper now. As that left hand pulls and tugs higher and higher, lifting, floating upward. That's right. Deeper and deeper. You mentioned earlier that there was a small measure of discomfort in the head. Is that still there? Yeah. And sometimes it's just tension, dehydration, rumination, frustration. And in a moment, I'm going to invite you to play with hypnosis in a very, very curious way. Albert, I'm going to invite you to imagine that that left hand has a color so soothing and a temperature so appealing. And your higher self, it's just going to bring that left hand upward and inward, upward and inward. And as that left arm lifts and rises, upward and inward, Right hand heavier and heavier, deeper and deeper. It's as if the deeper you go, the lighter that left hand seems to feel. And I don't even need to know what the possible sources of that mental tension could be. I don't even need to know anything about the stresses that you have in daily living, professional, social, personal, relational, financial. I don't need to know anything. You know all about that, don't you? But I also know that there is an alternative way to handle all of that. So that you don't have to hold it all in your head all the time. You can let thoughts come and go, ideas flow. And that's a nice idea, isn't it? A thought train that could go round and round to come around when you need it and then be stationed when you don't. Would that be okay with you? So in a moment, you're going to notice that that left arm just wants to come upward, 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 inward. And I don't know when and how and where, but that left hand is going to touch wherever it needs to touch, on your face or on your head, to release that pressure, tension, discomfort that you've been feeling. And it's this interesting, playful paradox where the higher that left hand lifts and pulls and tugs upward, lighter and lighter, the head feels heavier and heavier, and the right arm heavier and heavier, deeper and deeper, until it becomes impossible to hold your head up all the way. And there's this interesting, curious sensation, as if you can already feel the comforting sensations coming from your fingertips. And I know you know energy, don't you? I know you know that you can access your own chi, your own healing energy, and send it where it needs to go, instinctively, intuitively, gently. And I don't know what's going to happen the moment your fingertips make contact with whatever part of your face or head they need to. But you will notice a shift, a change. And I don't know if it's going to be like a gentle flow through the body, maybe a little twitch or a little jerk, something that lets you know that you can diffuse that discomfort. That's right. Your unconscious mind knows better than you or I the signal to give you, one that I will see and you will feel. And that right arm feels impossible to lift. That's right. And you can imagine, sense, feel that healing energy coming from the palm, the fingertips. The head getting heavier and heavier. There's a part of you that wants to connect the two, to experience today here with me how incredible it could be to allow your mind and body to work together powerfully through hypnosis, to surrender all that you would need to surrender into the experience. I don't know which finger is going to extend itself first, to where it will allow the other one to get the signal to do it too. Maybe the pinky, the thumb, the ring finger for you, I can't say, but those fingers are going to begin to just straighten out. That's right. So that way you can send more of that self-healing energy through the eyes, the forehead, into the ears, temples, brain. And you're going to notice the sensation of feeling one of your own creation. You're going to give me an outward sign that this is happening. That's right. There it is. Well done. That's right. And as those fingers continue to spread out across the part of your head that they would need to go, I invite you to allow your higher self to communicate with you, to let you hear what you need to hear and know what you need to know so that you can feel what you need to feel to release that pressure, discomfort, or tension. And you will remember, so deep below the surface of conscious awareness, all that you are hearing. So that even when you are not in hypnosis, it's as if you just seem to know how to carry your body and be in it more comfortably, to handle the experiences of daily living with greater resiliency, confidence, adaptability, perhaps even with a bit of humor and amusement at times. It has a way of diffusing tremendous amounts of pressure or tension that could have in any way accumulated within your mind or body. Beautiful. Now in a moment, not yet, you're going to try to lift that right arm, but it's going to feel incredibly heavy. It's as if just the weight of your right arm is the entire weight of your body. So go ahead and notice that it feels impossible to lift that arm. You're going to really try, but notice how it feels incredibly heavy. 10 times heavier. It's as if the more you try to lift it, the heavier it seems to be, as if it's stuck to the chair. Now, in a moment, I'm going to lift that arm. And as I lift it, you're going to experience something pretty curious and interesting and strange. It's as if this arm is becoming as stiff and rigid as a steel bar. Stiff and rigid as a steel bar. Right there. And it's going to stay right there. Even though it feels impossibly fucking heavy, it's going to stay right there. Right there. That's right. Now only when you have received all that you need to receive, you can see that those fingers have already pulled away. You're doing beautifully. You're going to thank your higher self, your unconscious mind, and your body. Let it know that you can experience life with less discomfort, more ease. Is that a suggestion that would please you to accept today? Beautiful. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 3 to 0, and this left arm is just going to drop in my hand. 3, 2, 1, 0, release. That's right, letting it go. Deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Beautiful. And this hand's going to release as you go deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, all the way. That's right, deeper and deeper. And I'd like you to imagine now that you're just settling into the seat even more comfortably. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and you'll open your eyes, present, alert, feeling so much better than before. You'll remember all of this experience that you wish to remember, not the least of which is how good it is to remember that you can master your mental mind and physical body with hypnosis, one exercise at a time. 1, slowly and calmly returning to the present time and place. 2, returning to the present time and space. 3, taking a nice deep breath, coming back to me. And 4, your eyes will start to lift and want to open, coming back, feeling better than before, feeling better than better. Feeling great with all of the energy, clarity, and physical vitality you would need for the rest of the day and into this evening. And 5, when you're ready, opening your eyes, present and alert to a non-suggestible state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it feels good, doesn't it? Beautiful.
I'm having a hard time opening my eyes.
Tell me about that. What do you notice about it?
As I open them, they tend to kind of just want to close again.
Yeah. somebody likes hypnosis.
Yeah, maybe.
So go ahead and just let them close. Let them close all the way down. Good. And as you do, I'm going to invite you to just go right back into that deep sleep. That's right. Deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper. That's right. And I don't know to what degree you allow your mind and body to continually surrender deeper now. And deeper. That's right. Now people often think that to go into hypnosis, we go into a coma. We get catatonic. We don't know what's happening. And the truth is that we become hyper aware of what's happening. And we just don't care about all that stuff out there. Now, while it's true, there are a certain number of people that go so deep, so fast, so quick, so deep inside themselves that they experience what's called hypnoamnesia. They come out of it and they don't even remember what happened. But that's not most people. Now, we can learn to get there because hypnosis is an exercise of the mind and body, imagination, and feeling design to elicit change. But what I'm inviting you to do right now is something really important. I know you're curious about hypnosis. You're really interested in it. Altered states of consciousness, right? The ability to use this state for healing, self-healing, and the healing of others. But all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. A facilitator like me just creates an environment, a context in which you can go even more deeply inside yourself anytime you want to. You can learn to do this too. So I'm going to invite you now to just take that thumb on your right hand and touch it to that right pointer finger. And just give a little cue. This is like an on switch. So at any time you want to just drop down into this feeling, you just touch those fingers together, take 3 or more, surrendering breath. Remember, you're just surrendering to your own experience of consciousness, focused on nothing more than your breathing and relaxing. So this will be your on switch to turn it on, to go deeper and deeper, to get heavy and relaxed, exquisitely, deliciously, heavily relaxed. And only when you're ready to return, you're going to use this hand to touch that thumb and that finger together, and that's going to be your off switch. You're turning the self-hypnosis off. You're coming up lighter into the room around you. Now, I like to give people a cue to awaken gently yet thoroughly, so it's like stepping into a refreshing shower, just the right temperature, or stepping out into a fresh breeze after you've been in a quiet place for a while. So in a moment, you're going to decide what that imagery and that sensory cue is going to be. And the moment that you do, you're going to release these fingers, touch that one, and this one, and that will be your awake, come back up. Okay. That's right. There it goes. Very good. And you can't be simultaneously on and off at the same time. Well done, Albert.
Whoa.
There you go.
That was cool.
Hypnosis is cool.
Hypnosis is cool. Absolutely cool.
And I really wanted to give you the experience today of learning, because I don't just, as a practitioner, yes, I can facilitate for people, but I want you to learn how to do this for yourself, because we're hypnotizing ourselves all day long, going into negative stories and narratives. When you try to keep yourself awake at night, problem solving, right? You're putting yourself into a spinning trance. I want you to have a tool. You can go turn into that melting state. And the more you do this, you're going to get quicker, faster, better, because it's repetition. It's like any kind of training, right? You don't just go out and run a marathon. You have to train for it. So you're training your mind and body with hypnosis. So tell me about that. What was that like?
That switch was kind of really interesting because prior I I was actually kind of like, I feel like I was drifting between kind of like still being hypnotized and trying to wake up, and I would try to open my eyes, and then they would be like really heavy, and they would kind of close again. And I probably could have forced it, but I didn't feel natural kind of like doing it. So it kind of opened, and it kept closing, it opened, kept closing. And then the switch thing was really interesting. I'm afraid to touch these fingers right now.
Go ahead, do it. See what happens. You can pull yourself out. There's no fear.
Okay.
You created this, so
Yeah.
I really want you to practice.
And when that happened, I was just like, I totally came out of it, like really quick, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's all about intention.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to be standing waiting for an Uber and touch your fingers together and drop like that.
Yeah.
This is about when you set the intention to go into hypnosis.
Ah.
Because in order for us to surrender into the experience, we have to feel safe. We have to feel like we're in an environment that is conducive to that. And so, you're not going to feel safe doing that on the street.
Right.
Because this is only for the purpose of when you want to practice self-hypnosis. Say you want to prepare for a meeting, or you want to brainstorm, or you want to go into a place where you can just clear your mind and diffuse tension, pressure, discomfort. You turn your on switch, and this is where you can give yourself what we call autogenic suggestion. Just say, okay, that discomfort, that thought, okay, I can let it go, it's safe to let it go. Just let it go. And then when you can create a replacement statement, a replacement feeling, and then once you've got that programmed in, then you turn your off switch, come out, and there you go.
Can I do it now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? That's right. And it's really just about allowing. That's the secret. There's nothing you have to do to be hypnotized, whether someone else is facilitating for you or you're doing it for yourself. There's absolutely nothing you have to do. It's about allowing. That's right. What are you noticing now?
It's so strange. I feel like this wave that kind of like happened over there. I actually even felt a crack, like somewhere kind of like, and I feel that, I honestly feel that the right side of my body feels heavier than the left side of my body right now.
That's by
It's
design.
kind of like maybe 75% kind of like heavy, and then 25% on this side kind of like light.
And that's by design. Number one, I already gave you, I primed you for that with the
Yeah.
exercise that we
And I
did.
feel like kind of like, it is growing in terms of its heaviness, kind of like this direction.
Yeah. Is this a comfortable feeling for you?
Yeah.
So use it to go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
It's a law of the mind that two opposite emotions and feelings cannot occupy you at the same time. It's impossible to feel tense and wound up and as exquisitely, increasingly, deliciously heavy as you're feeling right now.
Yeah. So now it's like 80% over, 90% maybe.
You're good at this.
I actually feel that kind of like a lot of the energy thing that I kind of like do, and this is kind of connected, like it's like now like it's a wave the other direction. It's kind of like almost like it's waking me up. Like I'm still a little bit like heavy on this side right now, and it's kind of like shifting. It's like a wave like moving that direction when I do this on this side. I feel it's I feel it's a little bit, there's like a physiological change happening.
Yeah.
Like it's not like just like in my head. Like like I feel just like something happening like right now between this side of my body and that side of my body.
That's because something is happening.
Yeah.
To go into the depth of trance that you just went into, it naturally elicits physiological changes. The people who study hypnosis, they study different altered states of consciousness, one of them being trance at various levels. It does alter our physiology. I like to say it activates that internal pharmacy that sends out all that feel-good chemistry, sends it out through the blood, the brain, and the body. And
Yeah.
so when it does that, those are all neurochemicals, neurotransmitters that just help us to feel something really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, conditioning and repetition are really your friend here, because you're good at this. You're naturally good at it.
Yeah, and just to address kind of like the different parts of my body, like so my back, I feel like a little bit, but like almost nothing. And that took a little bit of time. Like when I was first doing it, I was kind of like, oh, it's still there. I'm like, and then there's a little bit of change, and then there's something kind of happening. And also, when you kind of asked me the color, each area of my body I felt had a different color, which is kind of interesting. So I felt like when you ask color, and I thought that was kind of weird. Like my back, I saw blue, like in my head, and then when you did my neck, I saw red, and when you did my ankles, I saw yellow, and then my head was also yellow. So that was interesting. Like I kind of like would see kind of like in my, when I'm kind of like in, I don't know, my eyes were like whatever, I would see kind of like a pattern, like almost like, it's not quite a cloud, but like it was like, this is kind of like the frame of like what I see in my head. This area like would be a certain color, and then this would just be black, right?
Right.
So it'd be, and then this would kind of like shift down and like change to like all black. And then each of my body, like the shape was a little bit different, and then the change in color would kind of like go away. Like it would just become all black.
Good.
So I feel kind of what I had to do was basically like I think there was like something that was like maybe mental, something that was actually physical. So like in my back, like there was like as I moved around a little bit, like almost like it kind of like went away more a little bit. In my ankles for sure. So I don't know if you heard, but like, so I was thinking, okay, it like kind of worked my lower back. In my neck, it kind of worked very well, I would say. In my ankles, I was like, oh, it didn't work, right? And then I was like, I had to kind of like almost like move it around a little bit and then release something, like almost like crack my finger kind of like thing, like crack my ankle. And then it worked, right? So a little bit different from the left and the right, but right now, both of them, I don't feel anything.
And what about your head?
In my head, my head's still there. Like it's less, but it's still there. I think my head, it's a little bit more complex, right?
Sure.
So like I think in my head, what's going on is that I am somehow absorbing like a EMF signal, and that it kind of like is worse sometimes and better sometimes. Just the way I acquired this was kind of like through like too much energy focus through or at a computer.
Okay.
And then that kind of like caused like some kind of like extraordinary sensitivity like, in my head. So, so it's interesting. Kind of like when I was doing this is actually like if you have a headache, like I can heal your headache by kind of almost like projecting some energy and like grasping something and pulling it out. And I feel like that was kind of like what was going on here with like my hand.
Good.
Like,
Good.
but this has been challenging. Like this has been challenging for like 6 years, and I think like there's like a bunch of things I think it's connected to, yeah, I think so. This is a little bit more complex, but I feel like okay, so these things are very interesting. Like right now, I would say my back pain is like a.
Here's where I'll pause you right there, because that's an identity statement. When we say my, okay, that's taking ownership of it. And this is a common thing that we teach people in my field is kind of just to shift the language. You can say my eyes, my hair, my hands, but it's the pain.
Oh, yeah,
Why
okay.
own the pain? So we can say, oh yeah, the pain, because people often identify with it, and then once we become identified with something, that's where we start to tease out, how can I detach from that? I don't need to identify as somebody who is always in pain.
Right. Okay.
So go ahead,
Yeah.
continue.
So the back pain is probably about a maybe a 0.3. The neck pain is maybe a point two. The ankle pain is like a 0.2, 0.1 maybe.
So we went from on average a 2
A 2, yeah.
to fraction.
Yeah, to a fraction.
fraction
So like,
thereof.
almost I can't feel it, right?
Yeah.
Like to be honest, like there's a little bit, like I can feel like a little bit, but it's like, it's like dulled over, like
Yeah,
in a
and
weird way.
this is exactly what we do with pain management, because hypnosis for pain management is just that, managing it. Making it boring so that we can focus, I don't really need to think about that. That's why I gave you the example of think of that left big toe.
Right.
I wasn't thinking about that because we can only consciously hold those 7 plus or minus 2 things in our conscious awareness at any given time. If pain or discomfort isn't one of those, then who cares? So what? We've moved it to the periphery. It's not a focus of our attention.
Got it, yeah.
And so if there are real physiological reasons, you've had injury, that you don't change that.
Yeah.
But we can tell the body, look, I don't need to send this signal at a 2 anymore to remind him to bend better. And again, this is where a certain responsibility comes into play on the part of the person. When we do have to bend or lift, we know how to do that properly, pulling the navel to spine, really using the abs, bending at the knees. There is a level of personal responsibility of not re-injuring ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But with hypnosis, if we're doing all those things properly, what it does is it helps us to manage a real physiological experience in a much more comfortable way.
Right. I'm curious to see like so there I had this is kind of like a little bit related to my like back, but I didn't mention my knee before, and so now it's kind of funny because it was actually so small relative to the other areas of my body that I kind of like didn't really feel it compared to my like back, but now I feel my knee more.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting?
Because I'm kind of like, oh gosh, like it didn't, like it kind of worked on the areas that we worked on, but it didn't work on any areas that we didn't work on. And
You really just proved the point.
Yeah.
It's like now that you're not paying attention to those other ones that were previously hurting you more, now it's like, oh yeah, I got this little shit kicker right here that's still there. So do you want to practice? Do you want to play?
Sure.
Using self-hypnosis for pain management?
Yeah.
Okay, so just get comfortable. And again, all we need to go into trance is a place to where we feel safe to surrender and allow. Okay? All right, so.
Should I do the finger thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
I feel like what happens when I do that, I mean, I'm still conscious, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely, when I do that, I somehow shift, and I feel this like wave forming again.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like it's like it's like a nerve response, like in the side of the body, because I noticed it again that I kind of like a twitch a little bit when I kind of like do that. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. This is what we call an anchor, a positive trigger that we fire off. Like we can fire off an anchor or a trigger, as we call it. This depends. Everybody's got their language for it. But it is. And you are.
Yeah, I absolutely feel this wave kind of like forming, kind of like moving on this across my body, this direction.
Sure. And again, there's different levels of hypnosis, different depths. You don't have to be in a deep Edsdale state of trance, which is where you were earlier. You don't have to be in that state in order to experience hypnotic phenomena or even change work. That's one of the myths about it. And even among hypnotists, they argue about states. But you're here right now experiencing a measurable physiological change. And all you have to do to go deeper is just allow it to continue. And then drop down into the knee. Assess. See if it has a color or quality or texture to it. See if there's an emotional cofactor or a feeling associated to it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a brown little dot, like it's like right here. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just the way I visualize
Yeah.
kind of like stuff. Like,
No,
but
you're doing great. You're doing
yeah.
fabulous.
It's like a brown, like it's kind of like if this is the frame, it's kind of like this here, this
Yeah.
like little chunk that kind of like sticks out.
And is there an emotion or feeling in there too? Or not so much?
Not so much.
Okay. So then all you need to do is reverse it. What would be the opposite of brown? In your mind, it's going to be different for everyone. What would be the opposite? And you said it kind of the black just comes in and moves that out?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's kind of what happens, I guess.
Good.
Like, and I literally feel something in my knee right now.
Okay. So just let that happen. It's an interesting paradox to think of. As we surrender to something, we become sovereign once more over the experience. Because if pushing our way through every problem, issue, challenge, or pain worked, I mean, it's useful in certain contexts, right? But in experiences like this, to surrender and allow is essentially to reclaim how you want to feel. And in this state, you can say anything to yourself. Give yourself auto-suggestion. It's a very useful state to, what we say, program our mind for something positive, hopeful, resourceful. Now, Jose Silva had a wonderful system. Go ahead.
I definitely want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I actually feel that like this is so similar to like my energy healing that I can do in someone else's body, but I can't do in my own body.
Yet.
So yet, like, or I have not been able to in the past. But like the feeling that I am kind of like almost physiologically controlling my knee right now is so similar to kind of how I heal someone else. But I can't do it I have not been able to do it in my own body until now, which is like fascinating actually.
Yeah.
But I wonder, when other people go through this, like how long-standing are the effects of the healing?
It varies.
It varies? Yeah.
It varies. It varies on condition, environment, the person, their stress level.
Right.
I mean, there's so many cofactors involved. Are they in a good relationship, a not good relationship? Do they even have a relationship? You know, this is what I really invite people to remember, is it's never just one thing. It's a culmination of life, and then self-hypnosis helps us to create a space where we can disperse tension, pressure, frustration. We can activate sensations that are conducive to self-healing.
So, you know, it's interesting. So I definitely feel like change in my knee happening. My ankles kind of like, the sensitivity came back up again. Kind of like back to the point where when I was in hypnosis, I felt like my ankles were still in this state before. And then when I kind of came out of it before, as I moved them around a little bit, like I feel like, you know, the crack kind of happened and then a release happened. And so like what I'm kind of feeling is that like I did not really fully heal them before when I was kind of in the state in hypnosis before. And maybe I should go back down to the ankles right now.
This is a good point, because the idea is that this is pain management. It's not necessarily pain removal. I've seen pain removal. I've seen people come in with years and years of one particular pain, and after a couple of sessions, it's gone, never to return. But again, it is condition specific, person specific. You know, there's just so many variables. So when we say how long does this sustain itself, I mean, the benefit that you get from not having it for a few hours or for a day, at the very least, is helpful. isn't it?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like almost all healers that do kind of what I do, um, we have a way to heal ourselves, but we can't heal ourselves in the way that we can heal other people. Um, I actually feel that this is kind of like some hybrid where I'm able to kind of tap into my healing ability to kind of heal myself in the way that I normally heal other people, but I have not been able to do it to heal myself in the past. It's not quite as strong as when I do it with someone else, but it's definitely stronger than when I our other. Well, it's different from our other method,
Sure.
but yes.
So go ahead and just tune in to that, to your switch again, and just press those fingers together a little tighter. Say yes to allowing and surrendering, and notice what happens.
So when I did that, by the way, like I felt like before, like I feel like there's like muscle kind of like twitch retention. It's almost like contraction over here that would kind of happen, and then when I pressed harder, the contraction moved to like my stomach area.
Okay. And to be fair, you're activating motor skill and muscles to even make this gesture.
Right.
So of course it's going to contract to some degree, and you might just be noticing it more because you're in trance. And this is the other thing I want to point out. You're in hypnosis now. You know, you're not aware of the external world to the degree that you would be if you weren't. So I'm inviting you to really open your mind to exploring the varied states of trance and how these can be useful for you, even light trance. So when it comes to wanting to be able to cultivate this for self-healing, just allow this to get a little stronger. And just allow without forcing your own ability to create self-healing within you. And just explore and direct it inside of you. See what happens.
So I can totally feel kind of like that, the way that my normal energy kind of runs in my body. I can totally feel it run down to like my ankles right now.
And as it runs down to your ankles right now, what could this do for you?
So in our normal healing methodology, that's kind of like how we actually like move the energy through to kind of like heal an area. And the stuff that we do is a little bit more semi-permanent. Like so that's why I was asking. I mean, part of it is kind of like the power of pressure in my body of this energy that we create through this like squat process for like years and years, and then that we use to kind of like direct to a certain area. But I can feel that moving in both areas, and like there's like this contrast between kind of like how relaxed my body is, and then how much power I can actually move to a certain area, and those two things together kind of like there's like almost like a mathematical equation for like healing, right? Like if you're more relaxed, like and you get more power into the area, that's one thing. If you can just get more power and not be relaxed, you just get more power.
Yeah.
But
So play with it, explore with it.
Yeah.
At this level of trance, what could this do for you to have this level of energy going into the ankles?
Yeah, it's actually the mix of like being more relaxed in a way opens our channels more, and so like I feel like I'm getting just more power down there that I wouldn't have been able to get like just on my own necessarily, without being in the state.
Okay. And what could you do with that power?
So that power kind of like is what we use to heal, and so I feel like that is more effective right now in kind of like healing that area where at some point like this like these blockages that people kind of like refer to are really kind of like almost like points where there's like some kind of like unnatural tension.
So notice how you've been doing this, and it's not bringing you out?
Yeah.
Because, again, it's all about intention.
Got it.
You're intending to stay in trance. And this is, again, the proof why you're not going to go and drop like a rag doll waiting for the Uber on the street.
Yeah.
It's all about intention. I just wanted to point that out to you. Because if your intention is to stay in trance, this is your on switch.
Got it.
But when your intention to come out, when you do intend to come out, that's when you touch that hand and you will come out.
I see, yeah.
So as you're directing that energy, the questions we as hypnotists ask. What could this do for you? And how might that benefit you?
Yeah, definitely. This is kind of like it opens up a different realm of healing, self-healing for sure.
Yeah.
Because people always ask, can we use it to heal ourselves? And it's kind of hard because like the way that we do it is we project energy
Right.
out of our bodies into someone else's, and typically when we do it in our own bodies, it's not the same. Just because we can't get the mix of pressure and relaxation, but this kind of like enables that.
Okay. So we're going to play a little bit more.
Okay.
I'm just going to invite you to go a little bit deeper. Give yourself another little press.
I feel like I almost need to release this a little bit and repress again because like I've gotten to the point where I'm like pressing so hard, my fingers are starting to hurt.
Well, the idea is you can give it one little press and then release, one little press and release.
I see, okay.
And like you're dialing into something. And this is all about learning, right? I never, as a hypnotist, I'm not going to tell you how you should do it because I'm not going to tell you how to do it because you are your own best hypnotist.
I see.
So you can just, when you want to go deeper, you just give a little bit of press and then go deeper, see what that's like, release.
Yeah, so even if I release this right now, I don't lose the state. So
Beautiful. Very nice.
oh, so the press actually kind of makes me go deeper. Is that kind of like the
Yep,
thing? Okay,
that's the
I see.
deepener. So notice what happens, press, see
Yeah.
what happens. And it's all about allowing. Really keep that in mind. It's allowing it to happen. I like to use the term surrender and release. Allow.
Got
That's
it.
right. There
Okay.
it goes.
Yeah.
Good. You could see that shift in you.
Yeah, I could feel it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling all new layers of like kind of like discomfort or tightness. Like my middle back, I feel like is like the new area.
Yeah.
So
drop-
really what I do at this point is I just kind of like really shift my attention to a different area of my body where I feel that discomfort. Okay. And then,
You know the process now.
okay. And then like I kind of see a new color, I guess, in a way sometimes.
Excellent. Excellent. And then what happens?
Yeah, this is kind of like a grayish kind of like thing. It's so weird, like this color thing.
Yeah.
The color, it's so weird. The color is different in different parts of the body.
Yeah. And again, I always invite people to ask, because sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't. Is there an emotion or feeling, a cofactor that's associated to it or not?
I don't, not like significant.
Yeah.
Like for me, I guess it's just like the color.
Yeah, sometimes it's just tension. It doesn't have necessarily an emotional component.
Yeah.
So
So
now,
is that kind of like the thing when people they need to release an emotion or kind of like some kind of like mental block or something like that that kind of like is tied to like some pain or
yeah,
okay, I see.
yeah. And sometimes there's what we call positive intention, resistant benefit, or some circles they call it secondary gain. We hold on and keep pain for a reason. And we'll talk about that later. But
Got it. I
Yeah.
see.
so what I'm going to invite you to do now is just play with that space in your back. And you know what to do now. Identify it, assess it, and then just allow it to release. And for you, it just seems that that blackness, the absence of color, is what pushes the representation of that discomfort out.
Yeah, like right now, although I'm focused on my back, like I get this like red blip from my left foot. And you know, pain is kind of like layered. And so like often like when you heal one layer of like some damage, like it kind of like there's like another layer underneath that you have to kind of like work on.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting, even the nuance of like my left foot has like changed over the last like 20, 30 minutes or so. Like the areas that it was kind of like more glaring have shifted physically to like different areas.
I'm so glad you brought this up because, you know, people will often see a hypnosis demonstration on pain and, oh my God, the pain's gone. And you go back to ask that person a week later, 2 weeks later. Unless it's one of those cases where it has been completely remediated, it's going to come back because you're right. It's layered. Is it a physiological issue?
Yeah.
Does a person truly have a herniated disc? You know, or in this case, it's layered. And so I think that you bring up a really good point.
It's funny. I've like pushed my fingers so much that I now have to heal my fingers because like they hurt.
You're so good. Isn't hypnosis great?
Yeah.
Good. You're doing.
I'm
Really.
so glad we did this in person.
Yeah.
It is different.
Well, this is a different thing
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing too. This is a completely different issue and context.
I'm actually really glad we did the pain in person too.
Yes. Like I agree.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. I could do this all day. So
I know. I was just going to invite. What I was going to invite you to do is intentionally pull yourself out now.
Yeah.
Notice how you're coming out a little quicker, a little easier each time?
Yeah.
You're going to drop in quicker and easier each time. You're going to drop in quicker, you're going to come out quicker. I mean, for me, I've watched it and associated to other people doing it. I've practiced it so much myself
Yeah.
that I can just like, oh yeah, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's
I could see that.
It's like, oh, that feels so good.
Yeah. Like
just
I would
wanna-
watch people do that, and
You
I'd
just,
be like,
you just want to keep going. You just want to keep going, but then it's like, no, I have to come back. But what I want you to know, I want to get this all the way back.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not somebody who used to be able to do that.
yeah.
It wasn't until, because I've worked with 14 different hypnotists over the years, 15
okay.
I think now. And I would be what people would classify as a hard to hypnotize person.
I see.
Because there's a method, I really have to feel safe, there has to be rapport, I have to feel safe to surrender. And once I do, then it becomes a place into my mind. I can surrender into my mind anywhere.
Right.
And so that's why I feel safe with you. We're in an environment where I feel comfortable. And so I can allow that to happen. And you have now learned this technique too,
Got
to
it.
help put yourself to sleep. If you really are going, your head is spinning in all these different directions and you really want to pick a lane and go with it, drop into state. And
I
then
see.
and then here is where imagination is key, right? It's children. Children are always using their imagination and we think it's brilliant. Isn't it great that they're playing in this way? And then we get to a certain age and they're like, get your head out of the clouds. You need to be in the real world. Stop, imagining and blah, blah, blah. But the truth is it's a powerful state to do anything we want. I mean, this building exists because somebody imagined it, right? So this comes into play when you drop into hypnosis. Once you access that state, your imagination is limitless as far as what you can do with it.
Got it.
Do you want to do self-healing? Do you want to imagine that there's a file cabinet in your brain and, okay, I'm going to file this here and file that there and I'll think about that later. Oh, maybe I'll put a timer on that so I can think about that at 2 p.m. today. All right, subconscious, I need when the clock strikes 2 to open that file drawer and give me a little ding so I know to look there. I mean, it's infinite,
Interesting.
but it's practice.
Yeah.
It's practice. And everyone, for the most part, can be hypnotized. There are exceptions, but with repetition, it literally is a skill that we can develop.
So interesting. Oh
Yeah.
my God. We have so much more to talk about during the
Yeah.
podcast session. So
Yeah, and this is where we're gonna talk about, the different aspects of why someone will hold on to pain, like
Yeah.
why. But, I always say I want to underpromise and overdeliver because
Yeah.
I see a lot of people in my field, telling you that they can fix that. I can fix that for you, and it's like, well, first of all, should you? Sometimes people need to have their experience, and if you fix that for them, they're going to recreate a secondary issue to try to deal with that thing.
Yeah.
And it's mostly because we're altruistic. We get into this field because we want to help people.
Yeah, yeah.
Same way you get into the field because you want to help people. But at the same time, we need to be respectful of people's karma, their life experiences, their choices, their dynamic, whatever it could be. And sometimes, quite frankly, I see people in our industry who are it's an ego thing. It's like, let me show you what I can do.
yeah.
I
Absolutely.
like to approach like, let me invite you to learn something.
Yeah.
Let me help you to learn
Yeah.
how to do this because I'm not doing this. People say, oh, you hypnotized me beautifully. I'm like, maybe. I just created a space for you to hypnotize yourself today. That's it.
Yeah.
And granted, there's skill. I mean, you have to know how to do, the technical aspects of it.
Right.
But yeah, I like to just invite people to play with their imaginations.
This is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
I think like the in-person is just like amazing. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's I've seen incredible change work happen virtually.
Yeah.
this is why I'm getting, but people want to work in person, and this
Yeah.
is why they'll call, they'll say, hey, can you know, I have somebody who's lining up about 10 people
Totally.
in LA for me to go see, because they're like, no, they really want to work with you in person. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, okay, we can make that happen.
Yeah. No, I could see kind of like over Zoom, it takes some time to kind of like really get it. But even the subtle touches, kind of like really, like I'm like, oh, like
Yeah,
it kind of like it.
Those are
like,
anchoring.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And not every hypnotist touches people, because some schools tell you you never touch the client, you never touch them. You know,
Got it.
other people are just they're flopping people all around.
Like pulling people in.
But
Yeah.
number one, we get permission.
Right.
You know, and with permission, it should be subtle. I'm not a big fan of the big hand-shaped sleep and you're pulling somebody forward, because you don't know if that person has neck issues or
Right.
injuries.
Right.
Not to say it doesn't have its value in its place. You know, if someone's doing street or stage hypnosis, hopefully they're asking. I
Right.
imagine that they are. But yeah, it's a great place to play, and yeah.
Like I really feel that like I actually feel like this is an energy healing session. Like that's kind of what I felt like. And so I kind of like think that these things are really connected. Like it's really a different way to get into the state to be able to do it. So
Yeah.
okay, let's take a break and then
Yeah.
we can.
By the way, John texted me and he's like, I want you to drop him hard. I want you to
Really?
take him to Edsdale.
I think he's
So-
over there right now.
So that is an example of what Edsdale would be. It's
Okay.
like catalepsy. It's like you can't move it. You couldn't lift it.
Okay.
And then even though I gave you the suggestion it weighed as much as your body,
Right.
you couldn't drop it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you had these alternate things going. And this was, again, this is like a confusion. Wait, she wants me to be heavy over here and light over here, and I'm vying for your attention so that you just go where I tell you to go.
Right.
Very good. Well, thank you.
Thank
that was
you
a
so
delight.
much. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Amazing. Holy cow.
I try. I try to.
Holy
do,
cow.
Try
Holy
to do
cow.
my
I
best.
gotta give you a hug.
Oh,
my
please
God.
do.
A longer one.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
That was fun for me.
so interesting.